Welcome to the Durkamania Comedy Wrestling Podcast, webcast. And we are plugging, of course, this Sunday at Red's in Carlstadt, Jake the Snake Roberts live comedy show. We'll be there with the three of us and our friend Ryan Dalton. You don't want to miss that. Only $15 to see the WWE Hall of Famer, Jake the Snake Roberts. Hi, how are you? I am your host, Durkamania, Dave Durkin, lifelong wrestling fan, stand-up comic, joined alongside my nephew, Kyle
Durkin, a.k.a. Jason Cage, and also for $15, this Saturday, you can go to see my show and
Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, no. Oh, yes, it is Friday. I'm sorry. March 6th. Friday, March 6th. In Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, at the Knights of Columbus for $15. I have a wrestling show. Greg the Hammer Valentine is going to be there. I will be in character as Jason Cage in a triple threat street fight against Draven and Mike Easy. I got his name this week. It's Mike Easy.
And, of course, you're answering his phone.
Shut up, phone.
Fellow lifelong wrestling fan and stand-up comic, Josh Wells.
A.K.A. hashtag Joshmania, because I was never eliminated from the Royal Rumble either.
That's right. So we were all at Raw in Newark last night. Josh actually went inside.
Bringing the heat to Roman and John Cena last night.
We tried getting in, but they kind of threw us out.
Kyle and I were out there flyering. We gave as many postcards as we could for our show. I don't know, did anyone recognize you inside?
Nobody. I think I was confused for Luke Harper once. That's about it.
Oh, actually, last night when I was giving out postcards, I got 3 guys that said to me, I don't need one, I saw it online.
Oh, nice.
So I guess we must be doing something good.
All right. It's getting out there.
Word's getting around.
But enough talk about us. Let's talk about Raw and WWE.
I believe it was the first ever live Monday Night Raw at the Prudential Center. Because I've been to SmackDowns, there have been pay-per-views there, but I don't think they ever had a Monday Night Raw.
Well, it was awesome. I thought the crowd brought it, and I thought WWE brought it too. WWE, it felt like they were like, oh yeah, that's right, we're on the road to WrestleMania. Let's start making things happen. Let's put things into place. And overall, they did a good job of that last night.
Now, is that your? Yeah, you've been doing an event before, right?
Yeah, I've been to some good events, a couple Raws after WrestleManias. Those are the best. But last night was really good. The Newark, New Jersey crowd they were on fire. They were sensational. They were everything you want in a live crowd, building up to WrestleMania. A crowd that takes no prisoners with their we want to be entertained, but they give it back too. They give the love back. You can ask Curtis Axel about that. He got plenty of love.
That was a weird segment because we were talking before about there's all that let's go Cena sucks, and it seemed like they're putting him against Rusev to try to stop that, to try to make it all pro Cena. And then I actually thought Stephanie McMahon was so good that people kind of took Stephanie's side. With her spot, she was...
I think they would have taken anybody's side against John Cena, but Stephanie McMahon can rock a promo. She knows what she's doing on the mic. And not only that, I mean, what she was saying to John Cena, putting him in his place. Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
You're not WWE.
Well, I mean, the way because obviously the Authority always kind of puts him in his place, but most of the time but the way she said it, like, no one person is bigger than WWE. I mean, like, the crowd kind of took her side. Yeah. And then the Axeman came out.
Axeman.
And he kind of got some fans cheering for him. So
there were a lot of fans cheering for him.
Yeah.
Axelmania was running wild in Newark last night. I have fallen under the spell of Axelmania.
And then Cena ended up coming out on top.
Cena, won, but I thought that was really strange. I thought they were really going to push the whole USA and basically force everyone you gotta go American, you gotta go Cena, and they kind of stopped it. They kind of turned it. I don't think anyone saw that turn coming.
Yeah, now the story is that Cena is not gonna have a match
at
WrestleMania.
And Cena's arrogant. Cena thinks he's the WWE. That was
kind of a strange
twist.
turn.
Yeah,
it almost felt like they were just giving Newark a special sacrifice for the night. I wonder how they're going to carry that into next week. But I gotta mention though, when Rusev started talking on the mic, there were a lot of USA chants.
Right.
The crowd got back into their pro-USA mindset, and they started booing the big bad Russians. So, I mean, I still think the crowd is going to be pro-USA. It's going to be really awkward that it's John Cena. I think at this point, there's nothing you can do to stop the crowd from chanting Cena sucks. He's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and have that crowd Cena sucks. So it's his legacy at this point.
Yeah.
And another guy, obviously, that they want to be over, and is trying to get over, Roman Reigns. Again, I think they did a pretty good job with him last night. I think he's better on the mic. I don't know.
It's getting better.
I don't know. What was the reaction there?
Well, I mean, initially, with the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns promo, which, by the way, I'm a big fan of. I was a fan of a promo in the beginning of the night that doesn't have Triple H or Stephanie McMahon or John Cena. It was like it was like make way for the new young guys on top.
Yeah.
And I think Rollins and Reigns performed really well in that promo, but the crowd they were letting Reigns have it. I think last night was one of those nights Reigns could have done just about anything. Up until the point in the main event where he jumped over the rope, Uso style, he was pretty much getting booed the whole night. And that was the only point where like the audience is like, oh my god, what do I do now? Like the guy I love to boo just did something kind of amazing. So.
And do you think Jon Stewart will have a little part in Rollins' WrestleMania match?
No, I think Jon Stewart's done. I think it's a one and done.
You think?
Yeah, it was fun.
I don't think it has to go on.
There's no need to try out. I think the Jon Stewart thing was handled so well, though. Every time a celebrity, at first I'm a big John Cena fan, but every time a celebrity comes on Raw, I mean, it's impossible to deny that they usually embarrass themselves. I always call the celebrity portion the part that I'm embarrassed to watch in front of non-wrestling fans.
Right.
But I think Jon Stewart, he must have had like a part of saying it or something. I think everything they placed him in last night was really good. He didn't look weak. Except when he was talking about being an old man that would obviously get tested with Seth Rollins. But it was great. Him and Seth Rollins, I think they had great chemistry yelling at each other.
So. What's great is that it happened out of nothing. It was just something that the drama that was going on with Jon Stewart, and then Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, they were commenting on it, and then he made that little video and posted it saying going at Seth Rollins, and that's how this whole angle started.
Well, that's something I was thinking about. Do you think that was planned from the beginning? When Seth Rollins sort of...
No.
It seemed like he made the off-the-cuff thing, hey, I could take over the Daily Show if I wanted, and then Stewart played with it. But now I kind of wonder, was that whole thing set up from the beginning?
I never know.
I mean, they did a great job if it wasn't, because it seemed like, okay, Stewart just went with the joke, and then they decided to do this, but... They, like you said, they did it so well, like, now I kind of wonder, like, was this the plan from the beginning? Did they have Jon Stewart in on it before Seth Rollins made that comment?
It was well executed.
Yeah.
To me, it felt like Seth Rollins is just doing a promo. I mean, he had a promo last night where he was talking about how he's better than... he actually said he's better at rapping than Wiz Khalifa, who is a celebrity.
Next week,
Yes, so now they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, Wiz Khalifa is on next week.
Which, by the way, I hope they have a rap battle, but...
that would be amazing.
Well, I don't know if it'd be amazing.
They did do a couple songs together for the last game that came out.
Well, that was Wiz Khalifa and John Cena. I mean, Seth Rollins said he could out-rap Wiz Khalifa. I would like to see Rollins and Khalifa go at it on mic. And it would be fun. It'd probably be a disaster for Rollins. But,
that's what we learned.
But the Jon Stewart thing, I think maybe once Jon Stewart's people or Jon Stewart himself caught word of it, they were like, yeah, let's roll with this. This is great. Stewart's an admitted wrestling fan, so he's probably into it.
Now, one match, it looks like it might be headed towards a 6-man Intercontinental ladder match.
I'm happy to see an exciting match like that at WrestleMania since the Money in the Bank.
Because they've now had, they've done stuff that started with Baron and Ambrose, and then
Ziggler.
R-Truth got in it, and Ziggler, now Luke Harper, and Daniel Bryan. So
all my favorite wrestlers. Just throw Cesaro in there, and then that's my main event.
So I think that could possibly, if that's the way it goes, and it looks like it's going that way, I think that could steal the show at WrestleMania.
I think it will steal the show.
Yeah.
I will bet on it. I will bet cash money, not a lot, because we do a wrestling webcast.
What are you guys going to go for Daniel Bryan? Do you think they'll give him a strap?
Daniel Bryan holding the Intercontinental title would do two things. It would keep him out of the title scene for a while, because if Roman Reigns is the champion, I still think there's going to be large segments of the crowd that are going to call for Daniel Bryan. So if he has the IC belt for a while and that's it, like maybe that helps the crowd forget about him in the title scene. But on the other hand, I feel like Daniel Bryan does so well on his own. He doesn't need that belt.
Yeah.
I feel like this match is elevating the Intercontinental title at this point, and it would almost benefit anybody else in that match more than Daniel Bryan.
Right. I think I'm going for either Dean Ambrose or Dolph Ziggler. I think either one of them has the ability to be able to get the title.
You know, I think that of the group, I think the one guy who maybe could use the belt the most to be over is Luke Harper. Because I think, Ziggler and Ambrose are pretty over too.
Yeah.
I think Harper's maybe...
Ziggler has, but Ambrose is one that...
Yeah, but I think almost like he gets all the cheer. He doesn't even need a belt. I mean, he's got all the fans on his side. I think Luke Harper actually probably needs the belt. He kind of has been... Him and Rowan have sort of been twisting in the wind since the Wyatt family broke up. They haven't quite figured out what to do with them. I think that, that might be one way to go,
What if Barrett retains? I feel like Barrett has been losing to everybody.
That's true too. Because if he loses again, how many losses in a row can he take?
It almost feels like if Bad News Barrett loses this match, it's gonna be hard for him to recover. He's just been losing all the way up to WrestleMania so far.
Yeah, he'll almost go like the Jack Swagger, where people forget like the guy was once one of the top guys. He'll go in that direction if he loses again.
Now, what's this about Booker T? Yeah, his old drama on the show with Triple H.
Oh, Booker T was fake fired, I guess you want to call it? Triple H?
Yeah, Booker, he said something about maybe the reason Sting never came to WWE was because Triple H was pulling strings behind the scene to keep him out, and so Triple H pulled him Booker into the ring and sort of... mess with him, basically, I guess is what you would say, Kind of fake fired. Yeah, I kind of thought at some point he was going to get the bookend. It didn't happen, though.
Pulled a little JR on him. JR fake out.
Yeah, fake firing. Just, I think, if anything, it sort of just cements Triple H as the heel in this storyline. I don't know who needs that cementing at this point since he's going up against Sting, but... if you didn't think Triple H sucked before last night, now you're like, oh, come on, that's just an awful thing to do. For me personally, my heartstrings still cheer for Triple H just a little because he comes out to Motorhead, So I think what he did last night equalized Motorhead, and we can't be friends anymore. So sorry, Paul.
And Bray Wyatt, and to me, the best promo. Seth Rollins is great, obviously, but I love Bray Wyatt's promo. They start playing his music, he comes out. Awesome promo. I wonder, do you think, are we going to actually see The Undertaker before WrestleMania? Or do you think they're going to hold it?
Maybe within the last 2 weeks, I say.
I'm selfish, so since he didn't show up last night when I was there live, no, he's not showing up till Mania. Forget about it.
So I wonder how somehow or other they're going to make the match if he doesn't show. I mean... Because I don't know how they're gonna,
I don't know who they could put up against Bray Wyatt.
Well, no, I mean it would be him, but I'm saying, does he have to show? Does he have to go on Raw in order to be like I accept? There's the match, how else?
I think we'd all feel weird with Undertaker tweeting a video.
He
can't do that.
I remember reading something Mick Foley wrote once where he said that he had a conversation with The Undertaker where he's like, promise me you'll never join Twitter because it would just be weird for the dead man to be on Twitter.
The only thing I'm thinking, I would love to see Vince show up. I would love to see a Vince Bray Wyatt confrontation.
That could be interesting.
And maybe somehow do it that way. Because I think it would be cool if they saved The Undertaker for WrestleMania. You don't see him for the year, and then finally the music starts at WrestleMania, and that's the moment.
Vince come out pretty much coming at him and saying, who do you think you are to call?
Yeah, right. Who do you, you punk or whatever, kind of thing. And then last time we saw the return of AJ Lee as well.
In New Jersey.
In New Jersey from Union City.
Did it. It was awesome. I love AJ Lee. I'm such a fan.
You want to know something cool, actually? Maybe I want to say 5-6 years ago, there was an independent promotion that came through Kearney, and they were doing a show at the place where I do my shows now. And a young AJ Lee was there. Wrestling. It was
Jersey's own.
Yeah, it was them. They were mixed with WOW. It's Women of Wrestling. They're a big New Jersey female organization, and they were doing their Clash like King and Queen tournament. They did that for about 3 years straight, and it was her and Jay Lethal, I believe. The ones that won. Yeah. It was
they were rumored to be dating, I think, many years back. Well, years back.
Oh, okay. I think he was one of the ones that like helped train her. And because I think they went to the same place. And so somebody brought it to my attention quite a few years ago. I think like maybe a year into her being in WWE, somebody had a picture of her from that day, and they showed it to me. I said, "Wow." So yeah, we got to see a young AJ Lee in Kearney.
Humble beginnings from New Jersey. Bruce Springsteen wrote a song about it. It's waiting for it.
Who knows? Maybe she saw our poster up at the ShopRite in Union City.
Hey, that's possible.
Jake the Snake show.
She might show up at the show. I can't promise, but who knows?
That'd be cool if CM Punk will allow her to, you know.
What else?
I think. Real quick, to stay on the Divas real quick, I think Paige and AJ will be, I don't think their friendship's going to last forever, but I think while it's here, I think it's going to be really fun for the fans. It's nice, there was the whole drama on Twitter about give Divas a chance, right? Did they give Truth a chance, and then like it got hijacked, and you're like, no, you got to give Divas a chance after that whole Emma thing last week where she was in a match for 6 seconds. Anyways, I think it'll be fun. Sorry, I love to talk. I think AJ and Paige are going to be a fun tag team. It's going to kind of have, in a Divas sense, like a Mega Powers feel for this era. You know, maybe not all time. I look forward to it. And also to the Smarks, stop chanting CM Punk when AJ Lee comes out. I hate that. She has 3 syllables too. AJ Lee. It works just stop doing that, please.
So to me, now 2 other kind of Diva story. They named the newest Hall of Famer.
Oh, did they?
Alundra Blayze, who I prefer to call Medusa Michelli. I don't know, maybe that's my old school NWA. Or maybe because I saw her, she's now driving monster trucks. The Medusa truck.
Oh my God!
She drives the truck to the
I saw her driving the Medusa truck at the MetLife Stadium. So,
did you? When was this?
A couple of years ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I've seen her wrestle and drive the truck live. So I'm more of a Medusa guy.
But, is she going in as Alundra Blayze?
She's going in as Alundra Blayze.
Okay.
Yeah.
I approve.
I had totally forgotten when she went to WCW that she brought the women's title.
She dropped
it. She threw it in the garbage. It's just one of those things, the memory only holds so much. And when they showed that clip last night, I was like, that's right, she's awesome. So I was like, I was really happy about it. I think a lot of people were worried about this Hall of Fame class. I thought that was a great addition, though.
That's pretty good. Right? I wonder who else we'll see go to the Hall of Fame.
There's going to be more because it's now Rikishi.
How many people is it?
It's Rikishi, the Bushwhackers, the Macho Man, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Alundra.
Now, did they announce? There's been speculation about Diesel. Did they officially announce that at any point?
Oh yeah, he's not an official.
There was some discussion about would he go in as Diesel or Kevin Nash, but I don't think they've officially announced that. That's just sort of internet.
I think Kevin Nash.
I would prefer Kevin Nash.
Yeah,
but they made Scott Hall go in as Razor Ramon. So,
that is true.
I wouldn't put it past WWE to induct him as Diesel.
The other one I want to say is not exactly a Divas story, but it goes back to this weekend's UFC match that Ronda Rousey won in 14 seconds.
Right, we're talking real fighting.
Yeah. And the only reason I bring her up is Ronda has, she is mentioned she's a wrestling fan, and she at some point wants to make the move to wrestling afterwards. And we've said we want to see, no more Bellas, we want a real women's division. And that to me would, if some of the, Ronda Rousey and Misha Tate and some of the other ones, Ronda's the only one I've heard actually say it, but if some of them kind of make the move the same way, Shamrock and Brock and those guys have, it would be interesting to see in the future.
Real quick, how do you feel if you pay $50, $55 for a UFC pay-per-view and the main event you find out is something that you could put on GIF online later, you can watch it
I'd be mad.
I saw it on Instagram videos.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd be pretty upset.
It takes 2 vines, that's it. Match.
Exactly.
It was incredible. It was an incredible 14 seconds.
Now, I read something pretty big today online. Samoa Joe is pretty much set to sign with WWE.
Is that true?
Yep, and they're the only thing they're not sure of is if they're going to throw him right on the main roster or have him go to NXT and then to the main roster. But it looks like he is. They don't know if he's actually booked to do indie shows. Like he's doing a few Ring of Honor this month, and then he's booked to do indie shows till the end. I believe April 27th. But You don't know. I'm pretty sure he's about to sign, so you don't know if we could see him at Mania or not.
I'd love to see him mix it up with some of these NXT guys.
I believe, if I'm correct, I think he's supposed to be at the PWS show in Rahway on the night before WrestleMania.
That's believable. I believe it.
I'm pretty sure I saw that online. I just want to say while we're talking UFC, Brock Lesnar was at the UFC talking to Dana White, and a lot of talk
about... a great suit, Brock.
Did he have the belt with him? Or
no, he should have. I don't know why he didn't.
But a lot of talk about that, about is he going to run out on the WWE with the, maybe he's going to dump the belt into the UFC garbage can.
Alundra Blayze style.
But, and then Paul Heyman, of course, referenced it when he did his spot. He did cut his promo and said Brock will go anywhere he wants. And
Monster
do anything
promo.
he wants, yeah.
NXT, we saw the return of the Brian Kendrick.
Brian Kendrick. You know what? I got to be honest. When I first heard that the Brian Kendrick was going to be in an NXT match, I was like, "Who cares?" Has been. We don't. You know, he's just going to be dead weight for this young, exciting roster. But his match was fantastic.
Yeah,
and he's
still
got it.
Finn Balor.
Yeah,
it's looking good.
That was an excellent match.
Now, do you think we'll see some NXT matches on WrestleMania?
I don't think so.
No, I think they should throw maybe a title match, maybe the 2 titles in there, or the 3 titles, I should say, or maybe the maybe at least just the heavyweight and the Divas Championship.
Who knows for sure? I mean, NXT. I'm pretty sure they tape their TV 3 or 4 weeks in advance. So a lot of spoilers.
Do they?
Yeah, they'll just do 3 shows at once.
Oh, is that why like 3 weeks ago they knew about Rhino and Brian Kendrick?
Exactly. And if you look at the crowd, if you start paying attention to the crowd, maybe somebody with a funny looking beard or a sign or something, you'll see them like at the same show, same position, 2 shows in a row. So,
right.
That's
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I almost think that if that was the case, maybe a spoiler would have came out by now. But who knows? I mean, we've got 3 weeks. I would love to see it.
That would be obviously live. I mean, maybe they'll do it as the, don't they sometimes have like a 7:30 match before in WrestleMania starts at 8 or something? Maybe they'll do an NXT pre-show match or something.
That'll get me in my seat early.
But wait, last year wasn't the pre-show the Andre Battle Royal, or is that what started off WrestleMania?
I don't think that was a pre-show, was it?
No, the first match was Triple H and Daniel Bryan.
Huh.
Daniel Bryan opened and closed WrestleMania. Well, I mean, he didn't really technically open. The opening was that monster, Stone Cold, Rock, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
So let me ask you, they talked about Axel. Who do you think is going to win? I mean, they haven't named all the people yet, but who do you see coming out of the Andre the Giant? Who would you like to see? Get a push out of...
Well, so far, who is it? Do you know?
John Cena listed everyone who's in it so far, and then he buried them on.
Yeah.
It's like here's a murderer's row. He's like down.
But I mean, it's sort of the guys that aren't the guys we've talked about so far, basically. So I guess that's my question: is who would you like to see of someone who hasn't really got the push yet, or maybe got a push a long time ago and hasn't in a while?
I got a funny feeling it's gonna be Sheamus.
I was just. I think he's going to return and win it.
I could see that.
I was just thinking that. That's funny. I don't know. Who else do you think? No, we're also putting in people that could come back.
I guess anybody who's kind of not in the other.
That's the intriguing thing about the Battle Royal. This is another Royal Rumble-esque opportunity to bring back a familiar face from the past, or just something fun for the fans. Even maybe somebody that's not going to win doesn't even have a chance. But like the Bubba Ray Dudley thing at the Rumble. Yeah, we knew he wasn't going to win, but it was in Philly. It was great to see. And then our Truth doing the 3D and all that.
Came out.
Yeah. So they could work in some fun stuff like that.
It'd be interesting to see Kevin Nash win it, I think. I mean, it make no sense, but it'd be interesting to see.
The Bushwhackers? Alright.
I just want to see him dance, that's all.
Alrighty, so I guess that's about our show, right? And you gotta tune in to next week's episode. We'll have a lot to talk about. Coach Kyle has his big match. Yes. Jason, I should say, big match. He'll give us the review of the match, probably talk with Greg Valentine again.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll all be Sunday with Jake the Snake Roberts at Red, so we're going to have a lot of stories coming out of that.
And sometime next week, I'm pretty sure we'll have our exclusive interview posted up with Jake the Snake Roberts.
And I guess that's about our show, and we'll see you guys next time on the Durkamania Comedy Wrestling Webcast.